Welcome back to art, everybody. And today we are going to be creating squash books. A squash book is a mini little book with lots and lots of pieces of paper stuck together. So it concertinas into this beautiful shape and then sits back down. I started making some because I've got so many pieces of scrap paper left. Lots of jelly prints that I made at the beginning of the year that I didn't use. And it's a fabulous way to end the year with the kids. It's also amazing to make a journal. You could use it as an art journal, as a written journal. You could pop photographs in there. You could send it as a card. Let's watch the video.
My first squash book was a mini one. It's as cute as a boot, but probably a bit too small to be practical. I've attached a list of the materials you will use so you could take a screenshot. Measure out your card. I measured 8 centimetre squares. 2 of those, one for the front cover and one for the back cover. You will then cut them out with some scissors or a Stanley knife. You're going to then wrap these light bits of card in fancy or decorative paper. So I used jelly prints here, old jelly prints that weren't that good, but perfect for a cover. Trace around your squares so you know where to put them on the paper. Snip off each of the corners, leaving a couple of millimeters away from the square. I've just indented here with my fingernail just to help the folding process along. Once the folds are nice and neat, you can start gluing. I used just a regular glue stick for this, but spray adhesive would be better. Once you glue the sides down, I go over them with a ruler just to make sure they're stuck and they're firm. And you can actually put them under a book and make sure that they're stuck nice and flat. Repeat the process for the back cover. Now for the inside pages. You will need 3 squares which are almost 4 times as big as the front and back covers. If you feel comfortable, I would put all 3 pieces of paper together and cut at the same time. That might not work for you. Now for the folds. So you're going to fold it in half, and I would fold it both ways, turn it around and fold it in half again before folding it on a diagonal, and fold it front and back. You only need to fold one diagonal. Repeating this for each of the 3 pages. So you're folding it in half and then you're folding it in half again, but make sure those folds are front and back. Now line up the paper in a shape of a diamond with the outermost squares connecting. Glue both sides, both pieces of paper, one on the front and one on the back, and connect like so. Again, I strengthened that adhesive with my ruler. Repeat and connect pages 2 and 3 together in the same way. Now you're ready to complete your book. So you want to put some ribbon on one of the covers, glue it on, and then glue one of your corners. Repeat the same thing for the front cover. The back cover is the one with the ribbon, but make sure that you put them on the same side. Now is the tricky bit. You want to fold the 2 triangles in from the covers, and then fold the 2 triangles at the back behind. Let's try that again. So you're folding in the squares behind the covers. They already have a fold in them, and then you're folding the squares behind. How did you go? You might have to practice that a couple of times. Now that your book is ready, you can use it as is. You can draw on it, but I'm showing you one I prepared earlier where I cut up a whole bunch of jelly prints and fill the pages with them. Now for the one that I'm doing right now, I decided to use plain paper. So I used white paper and then I used bits of red, green and yellow. Bits of paper that I had stashed away. You could add photographs. This is where you could add type, letters, whatever you fancy. You don't have to add decoration to both sides, but I think that it works really well if you do. I'm loving that ruler. And voila, it is all done. How beautiful does that look? Now see, if you work on both sides, it makes it really interesting. It's like an accordion.
Let's get started.